Good morning. The war of words continues. Though U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell offered regret for the loss of that Chinese pilot, China called the U.S. arrogant in the wake of the plane collision. So still no resolution to the standoff in sight today, Thursday, April 5th, 2001.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And welcome to Today on a Thursday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric. It's beginning to feel like we're in a state of suspended animation, doesn't it?
It really is. Tensions continue to rise. Really no movement from either side since the plane collision on Sunday. Secretary of State Powell, in a letter to the Chinese, also asked that the U.S. officials have full access to the American crew. They're still on the ground at that Chinese military base. You'll remember the Chinese have denied those further meetings. U.S. officials had one 45-minute visit with the crew on Tuesday, and the Chinese have said they plan to interrogate the crew about the incident. We'll have more in just a few minutes.
And Matt, we'll get the latest from the Pentagon in a moment. Excuse me, and talk to a high-ranking Republican on Capitol Hill about what the U.S. should do next. And a bit later, we'll get some advice on dealing with those high ATM fees and more. We'll have more on how you can avoid the common health mistakes women often make.
Actress Penelope Cruz will be here to talk about her new movie, Blow. But first, as you know, we're about to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Today Show, and all year long we've been looking back at some of our favorite moments. Well, guess what? We found this moment from 10 years ago today.
From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel, Catherine Couric, and Joe Garagiola.
That's right. It was April 5th, 1991 that one Catherine Couric, what's up with that, first took her spot at the anchor desk right here on Today. So this morning, we're going to be celebrating your 10th anniversary here on the Today Show.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. As long as you all are finished focusing on this by 9:59, I'll be okay.
This is, Katie said a second ago, this is one day I wish the show were 4 hours long, actually.
Just kidding.
Anyway,
I'm kidding.
We're going to take a look back at our next half hour, and it should be awfully fun to see. Anyway, 7:02, let's get the overnight news now from Ann Curry. Ann?
All right, thanks a lot, and happy anniversary, Katie.
Ann.
Good morning, everybody. More developments now in the standoff over the 24 Americans from that Navy spy plane still being held in China. This morning, China said Wednesday's expression of regret by the U.S. was a step in the right direction. Still, China is increasing the pressure. It is now questioning the plane's crew members, accusing them of violating international law. NBC's Jim Miklaszewski has more on this now from the Pentagon. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, and it's a case of good cop, bad cop. After first extending an olive branch yesterday, it appears that Beijing has snatched it back today, making it sound now as if those Americans are being held prisoner. Foreign ministry officials now accuse the 24 Americans of breaking international law and announce they're interrogating the crew. That doesn't sit well with U.S. officials who, after only one brief meeting, are blocked from even seeing the Americans.
We're working hard for access here in HICO, but this issue is being worked at the highest levels.
Secretary of State Colin Powell cracked open the door for a possible deal. Condolences for the Chinese pilot killed in the crash.
We regret that the Chinese plane did not get down safe, and we regret the loss of the life of that Chinese pilot.
Later, Powell summoned the Chinese ambassador to the State Department and gave him a letter for China's vice premier, demanding more access to the American crew now held in captivity. The ambassador saying he hopes the standoff can be resolved soon.
I think it should stop right away, and the issue should be handled with great care.
But there's new evidence why the Chinese may be so sensitive about the Navy plane landing on Hainan Island in the first place. A commercial satellite photo shows the plane sitting isolated at the military airstrip. But the photo also reveals one of China's top secret electronic spy bases less than a mile away. Security's increased at the U.S. Embassy in Beijing, but overnight, only one lone protester escorted away by police. Here in Washington, Bush administration officials have been trying to cool the rhetoric to try to bring those Americans home. But these overnight developments in Beijing clearly won't help. And
Jim Miklaszewski. Jim, thank you this morning. Well, Congress is becoming increasingly impatient with China's handling of this incident, but President Bush had made no public comment on Wednesday, letting his aides do the talking. NBC's Campbell Brown is at the White House with more on this morning. Campbell, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ann. The White House strategy now moving forward slowly and cautiously. One advisor here saying, quote, "We are trying to give China all the room we can to make the right decision." In the midst of an increasingly tense standoff, the president's goal, advisors say, is to establish a framework to resolve the crisis and not ratchet up the rhetoric. In his only public appearance of the day, the president pointedly ignored questions from reporters on China, committed, said his White House press secretary, to keeping the ongoing dialogue private.
Because it is a sensitive time, there are moments in diplomacy, there are times in international relations where the less said is the most productive.
While the president has been getting regular briefings from his national security team, advisors say contact with China has been through diplomatic channels. But on Capitol Hill, some are suggesting the president could resolve the situation more quickly by making a direct appeal to China's President Jiang Zemin.
There's a hotline that exists between Washington and Beijing. Truthfully, this is a time when the president ought to pick it up.
But that won't happen yet. For now, the president is prepared to give his diplomats a chance, one administration official characterizing a phone call from the president to Jiang as the last card you play. And
Campbell Brown, thank you, Campbell, this morning. President Bush's tax cut plan suffered its first setback in the Senate Wednesday. The Senate, including 3 Republicans, voted to reduce the $1.6 trillion plan by $450 billion. That money would instead be used for education and to reduce the debt. But the final Senate vote has not been taken. In New York, prosecutors wrapped up their case Wednesday against 4 men accused of conspiracy in the 1998 bombings at the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. The U.S. argued that the men are linked to Osama bin Laden. Well, this morning it was announced in Rome that 5 people have been arrested there on suspicions that they were plotting an attack on the U.S. embassy in Italy last January. Officials believe that group is also linked to bin Laden. It was a tough night for passengers on a Delta flight from Atlanta to Japan. The plane was well into its flight and in Russian airspace when its pilots were told to turn back to the U.S. Well, hours later, 200 exhausted passengers arrived in San Francisco. Russian air traffic controllers told the airline its request to fly through Russian airspace simply came too late. And less than a week into the baseball season, there is already a no-hitter. Last night in his very first game for the Boston Red Sox, Hideo Nomo threw a no-hitter against the Baltimore Orioles. And in doing so, he becomes only the 4th player in Major League history to throw a no-hitter in both the American and National Leagues. Nomo also threw one for the Dodgers in 1996. Very excited crowd. It is now 7:07, and let's turn back to Katie Madden now.
Impressive. Thank you, Ann.
Hello, Mr. Roker.
Hello, Mr. Lauer, and the anniversary girl. Good to see you.
Can't you do the Flintstone thing?
We're going to try to get that. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to go back over to my office and see if I can find it.
Okay.
I like that. Anyway, let's take a look, show you what's going on out there right now. Heavy thunderstorms today in the Central Plains into the Great Lakes. Isolated strong storms, possibility of tornadoes, wet weather in the southwest, also in the upper Great Lakes as well. So we're looking at a very active weather day today. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Thanks, Al. Our weather nice and quiet today, 43 degrees, mostly clear sky. We'll enjoy plenty of sunshine today. The question for the weekend is how mild will it get? A frontal system will stall nearby. We're probably going to stay near the front or just to the north of it, which means it'll be a cool weekend. If the front does push to the north of us, though, we'll get into some real warm stuff. That's not likely to happen now until Monday. But today, not bad. 55 to 60 for highs, mostly sunny. Tonight, increasing clouds, 42. Tomorrow, clouding over. Some light rain tomorrow night into Saturday and part of Sunday as well in the lower 50s, then warmer on Monday.
That's your latest weather. Now here's Katie.
Thank you, Al. On Close Up this morning, the standoff with China. As we've been reporting, Secretary of State Colin Powell expressed regret over the loss of a Chinese pilot in the accident with the U.S. plane. But the Chinese foreign minister, in turn, said the U.S. had displayed an arrogant air. Indiana Republican Senator Richard Lugar is on both the Foreign Relations and Intelligence Committees. Senator Lugar, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Congratulations, Katie.
Oh, thank you, Senator. How would you assess the way the Bush administration is handling this so far?
We're celebrating here on the Today Show, and coming up in our next half hour, we'll help celebrate Katie's 10-year anniversary with a look back after your local news.
I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby.
And we are back at 7:30 on this Thursday morning, April 5th, 2001. And you're looking at all the folks who dropped by outside our studio window. They're here to say hi to their friends and family back home, and we certainly love when they do that. Meanwhile, we should tell these people outside that there's good reason to be waving and excited because it's a special day here. On today, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of my co-host, Katie Couric.
How about
Does
that?
it seem like 10 years? I mean, we're going to have some fun with it later, but when you really seriously look back, does it seem like 10 years?
You know, in some ways it does, in some ways it doesn't, because it has gone by in a flash, and yet I think about everything that's happened to me in the last 10 years, and then it makes it seem like 30.
When the alarm clock goes off every morning, it seems like 30.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
exactly. But, you know, it's been a real privilege, and I've loved almost every minute. I have to be honest.
There have been some wonderful moments, some of them serious, others funny and exciting, and others downright embarrassing. And coming up in a few minutes...
We're not going to show you any of those,
We're starting with those. Yeah! Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to have a look back at some of the highlights of Katie's 10 years here on Today. But first, Mr. Roker has a check of the weather.
Today's weather is brought to you by AXA Advisors. At AXA, we're building futures.
And let's take a look, see what's going on for today. You can check it out, and you'll see for today we are expecting cool conditions in the northwest with some rain, also rain in the southwest. And then as you take a look, mild conditions with some showers by Sunday here in the northeast, nice and warm as you get through the Gulf Coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
All right, thanks, Al. 43 degrees, mostly sunny sky out there this morning. Fairly mild in the city, but a little bit colder yet in the suburbs. But you can see on the satellite perspective, not a lot of cloud cover out there, maybe some high clouds drifting through. But for the most part, we've got a full sunny day coming up, and that should warm things up nicely. We expect a high of about 58 this afternoon. Tonight, turning partly cloudy, eventually mostly cloudy by morning, 42. Clouds tomorrow, some light rain late in the day and at night. Light rain Saturday into Sunday, low 50s both days. Maybe a little milder later on Sunday, then much milder by Monday in the mid-60s.
That's your latest weather. Now here's Matt.
All right, Al, thank you very much. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to celebrate our Katie.
Did you bring an air sickness back?
I can't believe I just said our Katie. It was 10 years ago today that she became co-anchor of this program, and since April 5th, 1991, she has interviewed presidents, movie stars, poets, and puppets. She's ridden in hot air balloons, thrown a boomerang, and once in a while, even broken into song.
No.
So, Katie, happy 10th anniversary, and this is your life on Today.
This is Today with Bryant Gumbel, Catherine Couric, and Joe Garagiola.
I still can't decide whether I'm Catherine or Katie.
Hostess or host? How do we say that?
I think it's called co-anchor.
Have you met Katie?
Keith, hi, Katie Couric. Nice to meet you.
I'll call you Katie.
Okay, how's this story?
Great.
I wish that I could shimmy like my sister Kate. She shakes it like jelly on a plate. And all the boys in the neighborhood, they know she does it. And she does it good. Might say they want to know last night, what makes the boys treat Katie so right? I know that I'm late, but I'll be up to date. If I could shimmy like my sister Kate, shimmy like my sister Kate.
Oh, a wild broad.
Now, about this Katie Couric, she may look sweet. Don't let her fool you.
So, are you running for president? So, are you going to run for Senate? Level with me. Are you going to do it or aren't you?
I'm one of these less contentious reporters who can convince you to stick around and talk with me because I'm so easy.
I know what one candidate said about you.
No, that was I was trying to prove my manhood.
Would you raise taxes, for example?
I've covered that about 100 times.
Well, can you do it again this morning for us? You do have considerable influence, and after all, you were not elected. Looking at this whole thing as both sides playing games.
They're wrong. They're dead wrong. I have not played any games. I have played by the rules.
You said, quote, I think the Jewish people have been a blight, and they probably deserve to go into the ash bin of history. You have lied in the past and cheated on her. Some people think Al Gore is going to eat you alive in a debate. Some people think that you're being an apologist for the tobacco industry.
I think
somehow they have you
only people like
in their
you,
pocket.
Only people like you in the media.
Did you all take a lie detector test?
We were never asked. That's
Why not
another
volunteer?
media.
Do you believe that women in this country should have the right to an abortion? Every time I turn my TV set on, I see you hawking some product.
Why do I get her? Where's Brian? How did you get the interview? Did Brian,
I don't know, just
did Brian lose a bet or something?
When I'm finished, then you talk.
I'm sorry. I have to say, you know, sometimes when a beautiful actress comes on the show, I feel a little tinge of jealousy, but she is so great and she's so nice. I'm a big fan.
You are my lucky star. I saw you from afar. You opened heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky star.
Baby.
Ernie.
Katie, they called me up and I couldn't resist.
Oh, come on, Ernie, really? This is so embarrassing.
How did you get this best kisser reputation?
Would you like to find out?
Is it really exciting?
Katie keeps coming up, knocking on my doors.
We're going to have to do it during the commercial.
Saying you want to rehearse the love scenes. You completely sterile? You feel clean?
Yeah, I feel great.
Katie, there really aren't any love scenes.
I think I need a little mouth-to-mouth. Whoa. I think you need to check my pulse.
Okay, ready?
I think you were cruising for chicks. Did you ever find any?
Yeah, I think I picked you up, as a matter of fact.
Ken wants me to give you a happy anniversary kiss, but just on the cheek. Have you ever considered doing a nude centerfold?
Go ahead, who do you want?
It's a dangerous question. I just love a man in uniform. How about a kiss, General?
I don't think so.
Oh, I love when they call me ma'am.
She's married.
I know he's married. God, you're torturing me.
Didn't they give you a T-shirt that said Katie's boy toy?
Nico, Katie, Nico.
Hi, Nico.
All right, now it's fun when... Did you just wink at me? No.
Ooh, hello.
Hello.
The whole interview, I'm looking at your legs. Fabulous.
Hey, fresh, aren't they?
Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. Keep young and beautiful. If you wanna be loved, don't fail to do your stuff with a little powder and a puff. Keep young and beautiful if you wanna be loved.
In case you haven't noticed, Katie's pregnant.
You're not.
I know that people think I need to lay off the jelly donuts.
Worms go further around you than they do Katie.
But yes, I can finally say,
Let's talk about babies.
let's not.
Katie will have little Joey on the 21st.
Or Josephine.
It's going to be little Jeannie. Of little Norman or little Norma.
Wow, Jay's going to have some genetic testing done.
I thought we'd spend the rest of the day you all looking at baby pictures.
Look at that thing.
Goo goo gaga.
How do you feel about turning 40?
I'm not really 40.
You must be mutton by now.
Hello, how are you?
Thanks for the hug, Kermit. It's so nice to meet you. Come on out.
Oh, what is it?
Rosita.
Rosita. We have a love-hate relationship.
Well, we
She
have a
loves me and I
hate-hate
hate her.
relationship. Ah, I'm surrounded by assassins.
Get out of here.
Coming back.
She's like Flubber. I'm in the market for a silk purse.
Oh, ow! Ouch, Katie!
Woo! This is fun.
You're gonna let me at the wheel? Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be
I think I'm gonna
days
throw
like
up.
this. Mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. Yeah, Mama said.
I'm scared. What if I fall? Oh, geez.
Girly mom.
You say I throw like a girl, you're toast. I feel great. Let's take a tour, shall we?
A Monday from Monte Carlo.
Welcome back to Dublin, everyone. Back to Africa. But here in Sydney Harbor. Good morning. Welcome to Today from Paris. Joining you from Westminster Abbey, from Hwange National Park in Zimbabwe. It's a very long way down.
People on that committee believed very much what I said. The outright denial that any of it ever took place was shocking.
As a mother, it's only a natural instinct to protect your children.
I was going to ask Susan if she's convinced everything possible is being done.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What do you remember about the blast?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Who do you think did it?
I really don't know.
I gave the jury every reason to convict. Many people believe this so-called search for the killer or killers is a joke. Some people would be thinking, I still think Richard Jewell did this.
There are people in my own church that probably still think that.
Are there enough votes in the House right now to impeach?
I believe there will be.
I heard a shotgun.
Shot everybody around me.
We are so terribly sorry about your son.
They said, get any effing jock. They said, get anybody with a white hat on.
You played dead.
God told me to get out of there. He told me to,
We missed you. Welcome back.
Thank you, Matt, for all your support. As many of you know, I lost my husband, Jay Monahan, my loving and beloved husband, last month after a courageous battle with colon cancer. Words, of course, will never describe how devastating. Politely avoiding this topic is costing far too many lives. So please, stop what you're doing, listen, and learn.
I was much more concerned with ovarian, uterine cancer.
Colon cancer is a woman's disease as much as a man's
Colon
disease.
cancer has a 90% cure rate, but only if it's detected early.
One day my stomach really started bothering.
It's kind of private stuff.
Americans are still not getting the message.
Poking and prodding is not my thing.
The procedure isn't nearly as uncomfortable as many people fear.
The first part of the procedure is really just to get to the end of the colon.
Pretty little colon.
So many people who should be screened are not.
As clean as a whistle. This is a perfectly normal examination.
It was terribly easy.
Mickey was lucky. His colonoscopy revealed a cancerous polyp, which was removed.
We got this in its earliest possible stages. This is exactly why people should go for this screening.
AIDS is a subject parents find very hard to talk about with their children. Our subject this morning is nicotine addiction. This is one of the newest forms of birth control, the Norplant. This can save thousands of lives every year. Babies are not placed this way, which while seatbelts do provide some protection, they are certainly less than ideal. One important story. This is your cue. Go! The Lord is good to me. My love is warmer than where there is love. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you, and love. Yeah. That's amore. I fell in love with you. So sister. Uh-oh. Looks like we made it. We're having beefaroni. I've got Gilligan, the skipper, too. On the day that you were Kuna Matata, darling Dankeschön. Can't help the millionaire and his wife, and the valley folk below.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Decided to create a dream come. I think I sound pretty good. Ha ha ha, who's got the last laugh? What do you mean my real voice? I think I have a decent voice. Yeah. What's wrong with you people?
God, mighty.
Yesterday, of course, we had Katie's singing debut, so we no longer need these. We can get rid of those. Do we get to have the eraser fight now? Uh-oh.
Hey, we're the Today Show!
In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, yeah.
I thought you were professional.
Well, we asked enough, bro.
I'm Matt Lauer. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric.
Big news out of Washington that we're going to be... Oh, no. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric. Some interesting developments. All eyes are on these. You, of course, remember that story.
I knew it. I'm Matt Lauer.
Okay, you do the headline.
You having trouble talking, lady?
I gotta get out of here!
I haven't touched you all morning. It's been really hard.
I missed it, though.
I'm getting hot.
Ben just said to Katie in the hall.
You're dead if you even breathe a word of this. I'm not kidding.
Later, I'm going to get her to try on a jockstrap.
I think I'm in love.
I need to absorb some of your body heat.
He could lose that thing in there.
We're going to be evaluating that. Who caused all the controversy.
Right.
Flooding is whatever.
It's a bad day in the weather world. She was skimming the trees through the whole thing. It was just a question of when she'd hit.
Today, front and center.
Don't start with me. Don't start. America's sweetheart. Wouldn't you like to belt her?
I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time, hear me sigh, the world will pardon my mush, 'cause I've got a crush my baby on you.
10 years
That
and
was
13
very
minutes.
nice, wasn't it? God, I feel like my life just flashed before my eyes, not to mention all those really heinous haircuts.
When you looked at some of those tapes, did you just forget they'd ever existed?
Yeah, in a way, and
Or
it's
wish
really,
they did.
you know, what made me think is what a great job this is, and all the places I've seen, and all the people I've had the privilege of talking with, and you know, it's been so much fun for me.
And the difference that you have an opportunity to make, as in the Cullen series. I mean, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
We want to thank producer Susanna Aaron, associate producer Sabrina Clay, and editor Greg Bertrand, who had to look through who had a labor of love and look through all of those videotapes.
I want to extend my sympathies to them because they have been in Katie HELL for the past 6
They're in
months.
therapy right now.
I am so sorry, but
They
you all did a
enjoyed
wonderful job. Thank you very much, and I hope you got a lot of overtime.
It's 7:46. We'll continue with this anniversary celebration after these messages.
Katie, happy 10th anniversary. I think you're great.
Katie, there's someone who wanted to stop by and wish you congratulations. So without further ado, will our mystery guest enter and sign in, please?
Aww. Hi, Tom.
Nice.
Neither Burt Parks nor Harrison Ford were available this morning. So they
Thank
called the
you
Today
so
Show retirement
much.
home, and the nurses got me up extra early so I could be in here.
Thank you. That was so sweet of
I
you.
had a
Thanks
little-
for coming by, Tom.
I had a little liquid breakfast, and they got me dressed early, and I'm so pleased to be back here.
Stop.
You know, Katie, I think that watching that, America watches it in a way that we can't fully appreciate sitting on this side. My 5-year experience on the Today program taught me that you are part of America's family. And it's the most gratifying part of this job in many ways, about how you touch lives of people out there and how they count on you first thing in the morning. On the other hand, there are those personal parts. I got to thinking about my own role on the Today Show, and God, that was a long time ago. The cameras were cold-ribbon in those days. It was black and white. But here's a picture of me, and it shows you how young I was. And I thought, God, if I were that young at that time, what was our audience like? And then I realized there were all these young people out there in the audience who were looking and thinking maybe they'd like to be on the Today Show at some point, too. And I knew how important that was. And I thought maybe there was somebody in Northern Virginia who was watching as well.
One of my favorite pictures. I used to watch you on the Today Show and enjoy you very much.
When you were in junior high. That's what's so disconcerting to me. I'm at an age
listen.
now, as I've been saying, when I look at the prism of life, and I notice that the guy in the Viagra commercial is about 10 years younger than I am. It's very unsettling.
Listen, believe me, you're still quite a stud muffin, Tom.
Oh,
okay.
I'll take that anytime. Did you get that on tape, everybody?
Right now.
No, but Tom still looks great. I hate when he acts like he's an old man because you're still
Well,
so
look,
vibrant and so
this is,
terrific, and your roses are leaking all over my
Wow. Oh, they are.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, we'll get that up.
We'll get that.
Tom,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
thank
to
you
meet
Pleasure.
for
Great to
getting
be
up
here,
and
and
coming by.
congratulations. And let me just say to the audience something that's really important. It may have slipped by you, but the Peabody Award is one of the most coveted awards in American journalism. A lot of the others are important, but nothing counts as much as the Peabody.
Thanks.
Congratulations. It's richly deserved. And all across America, about halfway through the procedure, people are saying, thanks a lot, Katie.
The gastroenterologists are really thanking me.
But that's a big one, you know.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
It meant a lot to me.
7:51. We're back with more on Today right after these messages.
Still to come this morning on Today, Penelope Cruz talks about her new movie called Blow.
And then how to avoid those rising ATM fees. But first, look
And
at
more
these
about me,
messages
too.
and your local news.
Love is all that I can give to you.
We're back now at 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. It's April 5th, 2001. You're looking at a great crowd of people outside our studio window this morning. And they're all enjoying the spring weather that Al Roker's provided, and they're enjoying the party that Katie's anniversary has provided. 10 years on the Today Show this morning. We're marking that occasion with a few fun events. We're back inside. I'm Matt Lauer, along with the guest of honor, Katie Couric, and Al Roker's here as well. Time for another surprise, okay? Oh, it's going to be a morning filled with them, all right? We have someone on the telephone who would like to wish you a happy anniversary. Is the caller there?
Yes, I am.
All right, go ahead. You want to wish her a happy anniversary, and you might as well identify who you may be.
Is that my brother?
No, it isn't your brother, Katie. It's Sam Richardson.
Oh, Sam! Not that I wouldn't be equally excited to talk with my brother, Sam. How are you? And more importantly, where are you?
Well, I'm down in Virginia. I'm at Naval Air Station Oceana, calling from my office.
Oh, that's great. They couldn't afford a camera?
No, we've got one of those little disposable cameras, but it's not working too well.
We should tell our viewers that Sam, we've had a lot of fun with Sam. We first met him in 1999 on a Where in the World trip. We were on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. He's a naval aviator and commander of an F-14 squadron, and Katie called him basically the hunk of the Navy on that broadcast.
Well, I was not the only one. Sort of the rest of the country. What, Sam?
Unfortunately, everybody heard that broadcast, at least all the people I work with.
Well, how's your wife, Beth, and your kids, David, Dylan, and Noah?
Oh, they're all doing wonderful, but they all wanted to wish you a happy anniversary. It's wonderful that 10-year anniversary on the show.
Well, thank you very much,
Wonderful
Sam.
job.
Please give my best to all of them, and I think, you set a great example for everybody in the U.S. Navy. For a lot of different reasons.
Nice.
Hey, Sam, thanks for calling in.
Oh, man, thank you.
Our best to your family. Say hi to Beth.
For the squadron and for the Roosevelt and our whole battle group last year, or 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, well, we enjoyed it.
Nice.
So it's been fun. Thanks, Sam.
All righty, well, take care, Katie, and best of luck.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That's nice.
Still makes my heart go pitter-patter. Listen, the whole control room, at least the females in the control room, I was not alone. When he came on that screen that day, and as handsome as you are, Matt.
No, I remember the gasp in my earpiece. I'm on the Theodore Roosevelt, and we say, and here's Sam Richardson, and I hear in my earpiece.
I don't know.
Anyway. Enough of that. Coming up in this half hour, actress Penelope Cruz will be here to talk about her new movie, and we'll have some tips for avoiding those high ATM fees. But first, let's go over to the news desk, and once again, here's Ann.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. Good morning once again, everybody. In the news this morning, the standoff between the U.S. and China over the 24 American flyers is growing more tense this morning. And finally now, an incredible story of survival. A tractor trailer overturned on a Los Angeles freeway on Wednesday, crushing one car. Rescuers were able to cut a 67-year-old woman and her 69-year-old husband out of the car. Both are hospitalized this morning, but with non-life-threatening injuries. It is now 8:05. Let's turn back to Matt and Katie. It's hard to see from those pictures, but that car was basically flattened.
How did they survive?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, their injuries are serious, but they are going to survive them.
That's great.
Great stuff.
Yeah, and wonderful news about that cancer pill,
isn't that great?
That's
especially since it attacks the core. Right, exactly, of the cancer. So
Two
yay.
good stories today.
I know, I
A+
love
for you.
that.
That's great. Anyway, let's head outside, get a check of the weather from Al.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lauer. And this young lady gave me this lovely rose. What's your name?
Meg.
Meg, where are you from?
Indiana.
And you have a lovely card for me and Ann and Matt and Katie for her 10th anniversary. Thank you so much. It's awfully nice of you. A lot of 10th anniversary signs out here and a lot of nice weather here as well.
Katie, from all of us here at Fraser, well, John's missing, but he's in Chicago rehearsing the play. We just wanted to say congratulations on your 10th anniversary with NBC. We love you. We think you're the greatest.
Hear, hear.
Today's entertainment is brought to you by Visa Check Card. Accepted everywhere Visa is, so you can get what you need and get on with life.
Stunning actress Penelope Cruz continues to make a big splash in Hollywood, and our entertainment reporter Jill Rappaport went one-on-one with the Spanish beauty. She really is beautiful and very sweet, too, don't you think?
So nice. And as you know, she's definitely this year's happening babe. And Penelope Cruz sizzles on screen again, this time with Johnny Depp in Blow.
Where did you get this stuff?
Colombia.
I can't feel my face.
I think it's fair to say you underestimated the market, Derek.
Based on the true story of George Young, the man believed to have single-handedly introduced cocaine into American mainstream pop culture in the 70s and 80s, Blow stars Johnny Depp as Young and Spanish beauty Penelope Cruz as his wild-tempered, drug-addicted Colombian wife, Mirtha.
I'm George.
I know who you are. El Americano.
You know, it's such an intense role because it's about addiction and dealing with those problems and also trying to have this relationship, but it's a relationship based on all the wrong things.
I had the opportunity to work with the real woman, with the real Mirtha.
Right.
And she shared a lot of things with me from her life and her past and those years and her relationship with George. When they met each other, it was like a force of nature that put them together. At least that's how they say that it happened. And after, because of the way they were living, and it became something else.
In one of the quotes, I believe the director said about you that at first he didn't think you were right for the role, but he hired you based on your beauty.
No, he was very angry when he read that, because he never said that.
Not true,
He would
huh?
never hire an actor because of that. So he called me and said, I'm sorry that they write things that are not true, but of course I never doubted for a second that he hired me for other reasons.
Hola. And other directors strongly believe in Cruise's talent, like Billy Bob Thornton, who had to fight to hire Cruise as his leading lady in All the Pretty Horses, released this past Christmas.
Well, anybody who could say Penelope Cruz is not right for any role is just out of their mind. You know, usually when they say somebody's not right for the role, it's because they want a bigger star.
Was that the case?
Yeah.
And you fought and won.
Right.
I have really had to work very hard to get every role that I've gotten until this day. Very, very hard.
Fixing to get me in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Now, directors have been hiring the 26-year-old ever since her introduction to the American movie scene less than 3 years ago in the high-low country.
I don't see you.
After subsequent roles in Woman on Top and All the Pretty Horses, Cruise is set to star in 2 more films in the coming year, all with some very big names.
Too hot for you?
Obviously in this film, Johnny Depp, Matt Damon in All the Pretty Horses, Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky. Tough gigs, huh? Could be worse.
No, I'm also been very lucky with all the people I'm working with, because they've been very nice to me. I only heard good things about them, but then I've met them and it has been even better, and they've been very, very generous and very supportive and very helpful when I was nervous at the beginning of the shoot.
People always say that men just adore you. You're like a male magnet. So how much of that press is true when we read things that all your male co-stars cannot resist you?
I don't read any of that gossip. I've got used to it now after all these years, and the good thing is that it doesn't only happen to me, it happens to everyone that is in this business and music or movies, or so I don't give a lot of attention to that.
And when she isn't acting on the big screen, Cruise is busy working in front of a much smaller lens. For designer Ralph Lauren.
He called me after seeing some movies, and we had a meeting in New York. I said, I'm not a model, and he said, I want you because you are an actress, and I want you to create little stories in every picture, and that's why I'm calling you, because you are an actress. So I like those pictures. I like working with those photographers, because that's what I would like to do someday.
Be a photographer.
To combine that with my work. I don't want to stop acting, but I would like to study photography in the summer and start preparing for that, for when I get older and they don't call me as much.
This has been an incredible year for you. It's not bad being this year's it girl, huh?
I don't like the word it girl or this year, because for me...
You're in it for the long haul.
It's like the good thing about acting is that you can always keep learning, because you learn from relationships with people, from love, from friendship, from everything you see in the street. You can always keep learning.
And finally, Blow opens tomorrow. All right, to celebrate Katie's 10th anniversary, look out, honey, I pulled from my special archives a very unusual moment when I took Miss Katie, look at her go, for a country line dancing lesson more than 9 years ago.
Wow.
I'm not sure if we were doing the electric slide or the tush push, but you got it down, girl. Look at you go. I wish they had sound up, because you were really cute. They were yelling at you at first. And then you got
with the hair. We had a good time. And by the way, Jill, you know, you started okay, enough with the cans. The cam, if
the
you know what I mean.
Shots.
Yeah, really.
I know, that didn't embarrass you too much.
You started
huh?
10 years ago as well, right?
Almost 10 years
and
ago.
In our next half hour, we're going to do a 13-minute retrospective of your career
and
here on
you
the
know
Today
I love
Show.
that. Just keep saying that name.
Thanks, Jill. Great to see you. It's been great working with you. Still to come, great new hair looks for spring. I think I need them after that tape. But first, your local news.
Tonight, Jay's All New with Judge Judy and Josie and the Pussycats' Tara Reid. Plus, Jaywalking uncovers the secrets of Survivor auditions. Then on Conan, the President Speaks tonight.
Oh, sorry. We're back at 8:30 on this Thursday morning. It's the 5th day of April. The year is 2001. I'm so sorry. I forgot it was my turn to talk. We're out here in Rockefeller Plaza with a nice crowd. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a little verklempt today.
That's
what can
okay.
I tell you?
You have a right to be. A lot going on, a lot of excitement. It is your 10th anniversary after all.
Okay, enough.
Did everybody wish Katie a happy 10th anniversary?
Thank you.
And, you know, because it is such a big, special day, there are some other people around who wanted to, you know, come on over and help celebrate. Is our mystery guest here? Is our mystery guest here?
Uh-oh.
On the phone? Yes?
Yes.
There we go. Hi, would you enter and sign in, please? Actually, don't tell Katie who you are. Just you can start and maybe she can guess.
Happy anniversary, Katie. You get blonder every minute I see you.
Hi, Regis.
America's newest, most radiant blonde.
I was going to say you get grayer, but thanks to Grecian formula.
And that glow in your eye. Oh, you're too young to work with Matt Lauer.
Anyway, hi, Regis. How are you?
I'm fine, and I want to wish you a happy anniversary for 10 great years of television all around the country. Everybody loves you. You know that.
Well, thank you. They feel the same way about you. And by the way, I wanted to say thank you for doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when you do the charity portion, because, you know, you've raised a lot of money for a lot of really good causes. So I salute you for that, Regis.
Well, we did the cause that you're very interested in, and it's coming up in May, Katie. We just did that, and I forget who it was.
It was Dennis Franz.
That's right, Dennis Franz. It was very eloquent in describing, you know, the charity and what it was all about.
Oh, good. He's a terrific man, and I'm proud that he represented our group.
Let's talk about you, Katie. 10 more years?
Oh, I don't know, Regis. How about Live with Regis and Katie?
Oh, my God. Look at this. The woman is actually pitching for Kelly's job on the air.
I'm shameless, aren't I?
What's wrong with that? Who needs Kelly? Let's get rid of her.
Kelly who?
Kelly who is right.
Hey, Regis, watching our show is obviously a part of your morning preparation, isn't it?
I never miss it. I look at you and Katie and the wonderful Al Roker.
Yeah, and then, of course, at 9 o'clock, you go off to work, so you missed the best part of our show, actually.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
And the highest rated, right, Regis?
Well, till the king gets on the air, then the rating starts going down.
Anyway.
Hey, Regis, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
All right, guys, have a good one, and again, happy anniversary.
Thank
Katie.
you, Regis. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
calling. Bye.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, very sweet. He's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun with Regis through the years.
One of our favorite guests, he really is. And coming up in this half hour, in addition to more Loving You, we're going to be talking about the great new do's, hairdos for spring, and then we're also going to talk about going back to school, college, online.
Good. Looking forward to all those things.
All right, they're all coming up, but first we're going to check of the weather with Mr. Roker.
Thank you, Mr. Lauer, Ms. Couric, and we're here. Where's Reading High School? Reading High School. What?
It's easier just to point it out. It's in Michigan. It's right up here.
Oh, in the UP of Michigan? No. In the bottom. Oh, the state line. Okay. Well, thank you for coming down. And you brought a hat. Well, that's awfully nice. Thank you very much. This is lovely. Quite lovely. Woo. Let's take a look and show you what's going on right now. And you'll see for today, we've got thunderstorms midsection country, nice warm down to the south, showers in the southwest. Tomorrow, more rain works its way into the northeast. Boo! And some wet weather in the Pacific Northwest where they could use it. That's what's going on around the country. Oh, I got a little master's cap. Matt gave that to me. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
From the very beginning, and all the budget cuts, the GE and everything. Don't worry, we're having a party at the IHOP in Secaucus, New Jersey.
And everybody can get one poached egg.
One poached egg.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's invited, so come on over.
You looking for these?
Thank you. I want to congratulate some of our birthday buddies from Smuggers. Little Katie Couric, and 90 years from now, we'll celebrate her 100th anniversary with the National Broadcasting Company. Irene Shalou of Rye, New York.
She's 100 years old. She has a more active social life than all of her family put together, and she's great at bingo.
I-21. Etta Maddox.
She's from Gwen, Alabama.
Well, I thought so. It's a
Gwen, Alabama. She's 109. Wow.
Happy
Although
birthday.
she never gave birth to any children, she says her stepchildren were her children, and she was their mom.
Hey, that's sweet.
And Eldon Rhine from Proctor, West Virginia.
Proctor's right next to Gamble, West Virginia.
It is, and he's 100. Oh, I get it. Sorry, I'm a little slow. 100 years old. He loves books, chocolate candy, and to tell funny stories and jokes, just like you, Willard.
Oh my gosh.
And Ben Schmidt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking your whole gig, aren't
That's
I?
all right,
Go
doesn't
ahead,
matter.
Willard.
What's new? No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's all right. Ben is from Fort Worth, Texas, which is near Dallas. 100 years old, likes to debate national and state politics. So
He loves music and cherishes his family and friends.
And we have also Virginia Bowden, I believe that is.
That's right, from Tampa. She's 100 years old. She and her husband celebrated 75 years of marriage. Wow, isn't that amazing?
Can you
With 8
believe that?
grandchildren and 8 great-great-grandchildren and 1 great-great-great-grandchildren.
The knee bone
Child.
connected to the...
Sorry. And William Whalen from...
Well, he's from Anderson, California.
I feel like we're doing the Macy's parade again.
That's right. Here comes Gene McFadden wearing shorts.
And I keep hitting you to stop.
I love it.
Talking.
Hit me some more.
He
That's my
started
good
growing
knee.
vegetables in 1936, and he became famous for his county fair blue ribbon tomatoes.
And speaking of tomatoes, I think this act needs a couple.
I think so too.
That's all
anyway,
I got.
bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Willard.
I think I'm in love. It's nice to be here again. It's nice to know so many nice people. I don't think I do anything that. Oh, back to Katie.
Oh, sorry,
This is
Willard.
sort of silly.
I left you, and I shouldn't have. I'm so sorry. We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
I love New York in June.
You should care for me.
Still to come. We're on right behind you, Jimmy, but thanks. Still to come, the original Howdy Doody and more of Katie's anniversary celebration.
Today's House, sponsored by DuPont. Time to pick the exterior colors. Careful neighbors involved. Log on and vote by Tuesday at noon.
Got no diamond, got no pearl. Still, I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night.
And we're back for a third hour of Today on this Thursday morning, April 5th in the year 2001. If you look at your calendar and look way back, you realize that means it's the 10th anniversary of Katie's first day here on the Today Show. And all morning long, we've been trying to help her celebrate. Happy anniversary again.
Thank you. A little music from Annie Get Your Gun. And I don't think
Exactly
that's
right.
Ethel Merman, though. I'm trying to figure out who's singing that.
I don't either.
It is Ethel Merman?
Great song.
Very soft for Ethel Merman.
I know it doesn't sound quite as punchy as Ethel Merman usually sounds. I saw that at the National Theater in Washington,
Yep.
D.C. with Ethel Merman when I was 10 years old. It was so
Do I
great.
have time to ask you at the segment now?
Quickly, we can.
I was just going to ask you, do you remember the moment that who came to you and said, Katie, we'd like to have you on the Today Show or have you audition? Or
Well, you know, Tim Russert actually encouraged the suits here, as I so nicely call them, the executives, to give me a shot on Sunday Today. So I think I anchored one day. I filled in, yeah, that's right, with Garrick Utley when Maria, I think maybe she was on maternity leave. So that was my big break. And Tim Russert was incredibly helpful in the early days of my career because he hired me to be the deputy Pentagon correspondent when I was at WRC. And then, of course, Fred Francis took it from there. So.
And the rest, as they say.
Yeah.
I think it's dramatic to remember who or at what that moment
got here.
changed really changed moment in your career.
Right,
your whole life.
that's
Well, let's do this because, you know, all morning
Changed my
long,
life.
all morning long we've had some mystery guests on the phone, and we have another mystery guest joining us to wish Katie a happy anniversary. Caller, are you there?
Catherine.
Oh,
Catherine.
it's my favorite pig. Hello, Miss Piggy.
Oh, sweetheart, wait, there's a slide of me. Leave me alone for a second. Let's look at it. I look ravishing.
You look ravishing as always. And Miss Piggy, I just want to apologize for all the things I've said to you over the years. You know, when I wanted to introduce you to Jimmy Dean, I was just kidding.
Fine. Catherine, I just wanted to be part of this entire celebration and wishing Vu another, at least a couple months.
Well, I thank Vu very much for calling Miss Piggy. Thank you.
I just want you to know that I just thank Vu for being Vu. And I really didn't want to call my publicist that I said I should.
Well, Miss Piggy, you were one of the stars of Katie's retrospective piece that ran in our first hour.
Yes, Matthew.
So we thank, and we want to thank Vu very much for joining us this morning.
I'm sure Miss Piggy feels that she didn't get quite enough airtime in that retrospective, but you were there a lot.
Yes, why are you being so nice to me? I saw you choking me a moment.
I know. And I feel guilty about that. Anyway, thanks, Miss Piggy, and I think you should be Ms. Piggy. I mean, these are the aughts and everything.
They're the what?
You know, it's the year 2001. I think Miss Piggy is a little dated. I think you should be Ms. Piggy. Why do you need to tell everyone your marital status?
I am proud of being a lady, Catherine.
Okay, fine. Never mind.
Goodbye, Miss Piggy. Thank you very much.
Bye, Matthew.
Bye.
She just sucks up to you like there's no tomorrow.
She wants him.
Anyway, coming up in this half hour, Howdy Doody will be here. You may not know this, but the original Howdy Doody puppet was locked away for years in a vault because of a legal dispute, but tomorrow it'll go on display at the Detroit Institute of Arts. Before that, makes a final visit here at NBC.
Locked away for years in a vault. They tried to do that to you, Willard.
Same thing. That's another one I closed down.
Anyway, also we have some more common health mistakes that even smart women make. Today, for example, we'll find out why you shouldn't wear shoes in the house, believe it or not, among other things. And a bit later, actor Steven Weber will stop by to tell us what he's been up to.
And we're going to have more of our 10th anniversary celebration for Katie.
I can hear my mom and dad at home going, enough!
It's quickly becoming the 11th anniversary celebration. Anyway, we'll do more of that. But first, Mr. R has a check of the weather.
And NBC stations down the line, we're going to a 4th hour. All right, so just stay tuned. Anyway, let's take a look, show you what's going on. Satellite radar, we got wet weather down in the southeast, also some activity in the Great Lakes. We're looking for clouds and showers to move into the Pacific Northwest with a storm system there. A lot of rain in the southwest as well. Heavy thunderstorms in the central plains up into the western Great Lakes.
And we also want to mention, by the way, Howdy Doody was broadcast originally out of Studio 3K right across the street, which is the home to Nightly News. No jokes there. Don't go anywhere there now.
We're back for a final half hour of this never-ending Today Show on this Thursday morning, the 5th day of April, the year 2001. We've got a lot of nice people still sticking around outside in Rockefeller Plaza, which is nice of them. So a big thank you to them.
They love a party. That's why they stuck around.
Little Shania Twain. I feel like a woman. Anyway.
I feel like a woman.
Go ahead, do the overbite thing.
No, thank you. I'll let Ann do that. Anyway, back inside Studio 1A, I'm Katie Couric with Matt Lauer, Ann Curry, and Al Roker.
Before we go any further, of course, we still have a few surprises up our sleeves for the anniversary girls. So let me introduce someone else who's come by to wish you a happy 10th anniversary. Someone who's worked with you for a long time.
All right.
Thank you so much. Matt lied to me and said someone different was coming by.
Yeah, Tom
How
Cruise.
are you? Nice to see you.
Happy anniversary,
Thank you
darling.
very much,
Gino,
Gene.
come on.
I hope
the first
NBC
2
bought
hours.
all these roses for you.
Not
Come on, sit down, Gene. Join
Unlike
the party.
Unlike the
we've got
first
a
2
light
hours, those
show.
are real.
Thank you very much. And you're looking quite dashing this
Oh,
morning,
I'm
Mr.
dashing.
Shallot.
I'm dashing. I'm dashing. I was waiting for the light to change on Park Avenue and 49th Street. So while the light was changing, I decided to do what you do and write a little doggerel about you.
Oh.
Is that all
I
right?
thought you were going to write a poem.
I was going to write a caterpillar. Now, boo at any time, and I'll stop.
No, go.
Because this is just shorter than the Iliad. Katie was a lady, and she took TV by storm. She was cheerful and intelligent, which was certainly not the norm. She could interview the big shots and the little shots as well. The little shots thought they were in heaven, but she made the big shots think they were in. Katie was a lady. She knew where she was at. Where she was at was that she sat right next to Matt. I'm sorry about that one. She knew the score in Mozambique. She knew who ruled Peru. She knew that Notre Dame was green. She knew the Duke was blue. She knew which stocks were going to go up and which were going to go down. I think I got that right, Katie, but it might be the other way around. Well, anyhow, today the sun is shining. There are shouts of joy and cheers for our dear Katie Couric, whom we've loved for all these years.
Yeah. Very nice poem.
You wrote that at the stoplight?
a
You
long
are
light.
really
It
good.
was a long light, and it was, what do you call
Gridlock.
it?
Gridlock.
Thank God, or I
you.
couldn't have gotten to the end.
That was so sweet. Thank you so much,
You look
Gene.
wonderful.
Thank you. I remember when I started on the Today Show, one of my first jokes, Gene was the butt of it. Do you remember
Naturally.
this, Gene?
No, thank goodness
Well,
my memory is gone.
Someone was talking, and I think it was Willard was at some convention, and he said it was a horny toad convention. And then I had to say, speaking of horny toads, here's Gene Shaw.
See that?
Yeah. The humor level has really risen
I'm
since
no
then,
longer
Gene.
a toad, by the way. The rest is still working.
Well, Gino, it's good. Too much information.
Okay.
Thank you, Senator Dole. We appreciate it. Anyway, Gene, good to have you here twice in one day. That's
Yeah,
very
thank
nice.
you, Gene.
Coming up in this half hour, Steven Weber is here. He's going to be talking to us about his program on NBC called The Weber Show. He's going to be here in a few minutes.
I understand we have one final guest. Is
We
that
have
right?
one more surprise, a very talented person, and I think that you are really going, not that you didn't enjoy Gene,
This one's really talented. This one's good.
This one's really talented. To make the next guy look really good.
But I
That's
think
impossible.
You'll really like that. Anyway,
girls do that too. Take me out, and the next guy looks good.
Before we get to that, here's Mr. Roker.
All right, let's take a look, see what's going on as far as your weather's concerned. For today, heavy thunderstorms from Texas on up into Illinois. Could be isolated tornadoes. Wet weather in the southwest, Pacific Northwest as well. Nice and sunny here in the east, mid-Atlantic states, but some scattered showers continue through the southeast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come.
We're back on Katie's anniversary day, and Katie, we all know you love music. You love to sing, and in particular, you like the music of Ira and George Gershwin. As a matter of fact, you did a story on the impact that the Gershwins had had on American music not too long ago, right?
I did.
You remember who you interviewed for that story?
Oh, Michael Feinstein?
Well, he is one of your favorite people. He is one of the most accomplished pianists in the world, and also a great singer, and also a scholar.
About Gershwin,
Because-
both Ira and George. Hi, Michael. What a nice surprise. How are you?
How are you?
Thank you. So good to see you.
Great to see
Hi,
you.
Michael. How are you doing?
Morning, Mike.
Good to have you here.
It's great. It's fun to be part of this very special day.
Oh,
Michael's
thanks.
agreed to sing a little song for you, Katie, one that he thinks you're going to enjoy.
Oh, well, he knows. I love Gershwin.
I'm going to get out of the way.
Well, Katie, you've become, I think, the most welcome visitor in every home in America. And I found a Gershwin song that I think is appropriate to sing for you right now. I think it describes the way everybody feels, and especially me. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh. I never had the least notion that I could fall with so much emotion. Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage we could share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I've got a crush, my baby, on you. Key change. Crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh. This isn't just a flirtation. We're proving that there's predestination. I could coo, I could care for that cunning cottage we could share. Your mush I never shall shush, 'cause I've got a crush, my Katie. They'll forgive me for changing the words.
I don't know about that.
On you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael, so much for coming in. Of course, we know the Gershwins wrote that originally much more up-tempo. But
Yes, it was originally, I've got a crush on you. Not quite as romantic.
I know.
I had to capture the feeling that millions of people have for you. So I
Oh,
don't
well,
think
thank you. It was
quite fit.
beautiful, and you're so
Well,
talented, Michael. Thank
well,
you so
thank
much
you.
for coming by.
Well, my pleasure. I have a personal request. I was told, and I know that this is a favorite song of yours, and I would be so happy if you found it in your heart the courage to...
No. They're saying no. No, I can't. No, I'm too...
There are the lyrics.
I'll start it. Just
This is
come in
so-
anytime you want. This is.
But I'm going to ruin it.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Michael, I'll try. How embarrassing.
It's
You do
very
that part.
clear.
Oh, God.
Our love is here to stay.
I don't think it's in my key.
Okay, I'll do it higher in your key. That means you have to sing now, because I won't sound good in this key.
It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but ever and a day.
I'll take this part.
I can do it. The radio and the telephone. You can do it with me. And the movies that we know may just be passing fancies. I'm getting into this. Make up. Yeah, who needs the words? Oh my dear. Because they're on the prompter. Our love is here to stay.
Beautiful.
Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay.
But what?
But our love is here. Do it again, Michael.
To stay. But oh my dear,
I think we'll leave it to Michael now.
our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way.
In times the
Sonny and Cher
Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble.
They're only made of clay.
But big finish.
Our love is here. Take it.
Our love is here.
Here we go. Our love is here to stay. George and Ira. George and Ira would be proud.
I probably needed a tic tac. Sorry about that.
10 more years.
Listen,
Ten
I've
more
got.
years.
I have in my pocket something that I prepared if this went well. It says, performance contract for the song styling services of Katie Couric, a one-week engagement at the nightclub of New York, Feinstein's at the Regency, dates anytime she's ready.
Thank you.
Terms, proceeds go to charity.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. And thanks everybody on the show for all your hard work. Thank you. It's over.